So let's just assume, despite the dangers of such, that the first three quarterbacks go off the board, leaving J.J. McCarthy sitting there at 4. Which team would you counsel breaking the bank to move up with Arizona and giving Monty Ossenfort, the general manager of the Cardinals, the Godfather offer there?
Yeah, when we saw the Cardinals put out a social media video a couple days ago, or maybe it was last week, it was basically a highlight film of Monty on the phones last year, moving from 3 to 12, 12 to 6, and coming away with the guy. And, they'll zoom out, and Jonathan Gannon's just sitting back, and he's like watching an absolute artist at work. And so, he's not afraid to work the phones. And I think they're going to be doing that again because, like you mentioned, I think it's most plausible to say that 3 quarterbacks are going to go to start this draft. So I think that McCarthy is probably going to be on the board at number 4. Arizona's not going to be taking him. I look at 2 teams in particular that have the opportunity to actually give Arizona a deal that they would take. The first one's the obvious one, and it's the Minnesota Vikings at 11. Now, if the Cardinals are comfortable moving all the way back from 4 to 11, they can probably get number 11 from Minnesota, the number 23 pick in the first round that they got from the Houston Texans, and a little bit more than that because you're paying the tax of that team moving all the way outside of the top 10 for a quarterback. So even if that's the case, Arizona could then say, hey, we'll get number 11. We could use that extra draft capital, maybe trade back up to still get one of those top receivers that they need. But then the other team to me is actually the Giants, which you brought up. I think that they're going to be pretty desperate to go up and get one of these quarterbacks. I think they're going to give a pretty competitive deal to move to either 4. Well, they're going to talk to the Patriots at 3, but I think they're going to give a pretty competitive deal for 3, 4, or 5 whenever a quarterback is still on the board, because I think they desperately want to upgrade. I really do believe that. They, of course, can offer one of those teams something that the Vikings cannot, and that is a pick in the top 6. And that is a heavy value for the Cardinals specifically, who would like to get out of this draft with a wide receiver 1. So if you don't move all the way back to 11, Malik Neighbors is still in play. Rome Odunze is still in play. And you're getting some extra draft capital from them. So to me, that's what I think about when I think the number 4 overall pick, one of these quarterbacks is still on the board. Who's going to move up for it? Those are the 2 teams that I think could have the most competitive offer.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.